The sum of three consecutive integers is negative 63. Find the integers. So we have here three consecutive integers. And what are an example of three consecutive integers? Well, things like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, number of integers that just follow each other, right? So to label our variables, let's label the first integer to be n. And then for the second integer, well, how do we get from one integer to the next, right? How do we get from 1 to 2, from 5 to 6? Well, we add 1, right? So it stands to reason that the next integer, if n is the first, would be n plus 1. And following that same logic, n plus 2 would be the third integer, right? Because that's how we get from 1 to 3, we add 2. That's how we get from 5 to 7. So now we've labeled our variables, and now we have to come up with a problem. So it says, interpreting this problem says the sum of three consecutive integers, so n plus n plus 1 plus n plus 2, right, adding them all up, is negative 63. So now we want to find the integers. So now, combining like terms on the left side of the equation, we have 3n's plus 3, and that's equal to negative 63. So, by the way, these n's, since they're integers, they could be both positive and negative, so you don't actually have to put the negative sign in front when you're setting up the problem. The fact that it's negative 63 on the right side of the equation means that it's going to give you a negative n. So just leaving the n alone will do. So let's subtract a 3 from each side of the equation to solve for n. So we get 3n, which is equal to negative 66. And then finally divide both sides by 3. So n is equal to negative 66 over 3, which simplifies to negative 22. So our first integer that we found was negative 22. So that means our second integer is going to be negative 22 plus 1, which is negative 21. And then our third integer is going to be negative 22 plus 2, which is going to give us negative 20. So the three integers are negative 22, negative 21, and negative 20.